The life of Saint Callistus I, the Pope of Radical Mercy. To understand the story of Saint Callistus I, the 16th successor of Saint Peter, is to witness one of the most remarkable transformations in the early Church. His life is an astonishing journey from a Roman slave and convicted criminal to the Bishop of Rome and a great martyr. He was the Pope who radically redefined the scope of God's mercy. The story of Callistus, whose early life we know primarily through the writings of his bitter opponent, Hippolytus, begins in the harsh reality of late 2nd century Rome. He was born a slave in a Christian household. His master, Carpophorus, entrusted the young Callistus with money collected from the Christian community, funds meant to care for widows and orphans. Tragically, Callistus lost these funds, possibly through a dishonest investment or careless stewardship. He fled, was recaptured, and sentenced to a grueling period of forced labor in a grain mill. Later, after a tumultuous dispute, he was condemned and sent to the mines of Sardinia, a notorious, brutal death sentence for Roman prisoners, especially Christians. Yet, this dark period of suffering became his crucible. Through the intervention of Pope Victor I and the emperor's mistress, Callistus was eventually released. His body was broken by the mines, but his spirit, forged in suffering, was ready for service. After his release, Callistus's life took a stunning turn. Pope Zephyrinus recognized his talents and potential, despite his past, and brought him into the service of the Church, ordaining him a deacon. His first major assignment showcased his remarkable administrative skill. He was put in charge of the Church's first publicly owned piece of property, a Christian burial ground on the Appian Way. Callistus meticulously organized and expanded this network of tunnels, which soon became the resting place of 9 future popes. To this day, it is known as the Catacombs of Saint Callistus, a monument to the former slave's excellent stewardship. Because of this success and his close relationship with the aging Pope Zephyrinus, Callistus was a natural candidate to succeed him. In 217 AD, the Christian community in Rome elected Callistus as pope. His brief papacy, lasting about 5 years, was defined by an act of unprecedented, radical mercy that caused a massive controversy and a schism. Prior to Callistus, the Church largely maintained a severe discipline. Christians who committed the gravest sins, specifically murder, adultery, or apostasy, were often excommunicated for life. Callistus, remembering his own past and relying on the gospel authority given to Peter, issued a groundbreaking declaration. He asserted the Church's power to absolve all sins, no matter how serious, after sincere repentance and penance. This policy was denounced as shockingly lax by many conservative voices, most notably the theologian Tertullian and the priest Hippolytus of Rome. Hippolytus was so outraged that he set himself up as a rival bishop, becoming the first antipope in Church history. He accused Callistus of undermining the integrity of the Church by letting sinners back in too easily. Callistus also extended his mercy in practical, social ways. He officially recognized the marriages of free women to slaves, a union forbidden and unrecognized by strict Roman civil law, affirming the equality and dignity of Christians regardless of their social status. Saint Callistus stood firm. His life itself was a testament to the power of God's forgiveness, and he insisted that the Church must always be a harbor for the repentant sinner, not just a club for the perfect. He bravely established a principle that the Church has championed ever since. Saint Callistus I died a martyr around 222 or 223 AD. It is believed his death came not from a systematic imperial persecution, but from a violent popular anti-Christian uprising in Rome. Tradition holds that he was seized, tormented, and finally thrown into a well. His legacy is immense. He was the former slave and convict who demonstrated the full, restorative power of the gospel. He took the foundational truth of Peter's authority and used it to officially mandate mercy as the defining characteristic of the Church, creating a sanctuary for everyone who had fallen. His feast day is celebrated every year on October 14th.